Praise the Lord. Hi students, welcome back to Namma Gurukulu YouTube channel. Dear students, welcome back to the final session on 1 mark questions, particularly for reduced syllabus, because hope you enjoyed the previous 3 question papers, 1 mark questions. So this is the final model question paper we have, question number 4. And as we have done in the few usual previous problems, we're going to solve all the 1 mark questions from the model question paper 4. Okay. Hope everybody have this question paper. If you don't have it, kindly go to the PU board website and download it. It would it would give a good support for you to prepare for the main examination. Okay, right. This much introduction is enough. Since you have already know the concept of what we are doing in the previous 3 videos, let's directly go on to the first question from the first Roman letter, which would carry 1 mark. So the first question we have is, he has given 2 matrices. If matrix A and matrix B is given, find A plus B. Okay, so it's a straightforward question. So how do you actually add 2 matrices? Very simple, just by adding. It's a 1 mark question, so steps need not worry. Just adding the corresponding elements. So it is 1 plus 3 and this is 2. Already it is minus 4. Because the element is minus, I'm taking minus. And it is 4 minus 1. Similarly, minus 1 plus 1 and 3 plus 5, and this is minus 2. Remember, minus 2. You are adding. So this is nothing but just add it. You can write it. 3 plus 1 is nothing but 4. 2 minus 4 is minus 2. 4 minus 1 is 3. Okay. Minus 1 plus 1 gets cancelled. It is 0. 3 plus 5 is 8. Minus 2 is, don't take it 0. It is minus 4. And that is enough to give you 1 mark. Very simple question. Within a minute you can get this 1 mark. Okay, and you don't need great intelligence to get this 1 marks, because it is just adding. Only thing is, you should know how to add 2 matrices. Means just corresponding elements addition. Please be careful whenever you have negative values. Okay, right. Let's go to question number 2. So the second question goes like this: how many 4-digit numbers can be formed using the digits 2, 7, 6, 1, 9, 8? Okay, very simple ones. So how many digits are there? There are actually 6 digits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And remember, this is the total number of digits. And how many digits number you have to take? R is equal to 4, because you have to make a 4-digit number. Okay, you can use this. You can directly use a formula of permutation, or you can also use a fundamental principle of counting. Okay, and also you can note down there are no zeros here. Because there are no zeros, the work is much more simple. Okay, so the required number for 4-digit numbers is given by, can you guess? Yes, very simple, it is 6p4. So the required 4-digit number is given by 6p4. Okay, so use the formula factorial n divided by n minus r factorial, isn't it? So npr formula, this is nothing but 6 factorial divided by 6 minus 4 is nothing but 2 factorial. So this is nothing but 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 factorial divided by 2 factorial can be cancelled. You can directly write. So the answer would be 6 into 5 into 4 into 3. Okay, so you have your basic calculators at hand. You can multiply this and get the answer as 360. Okay, so this is by using the formula. Okay, I'll also give you a small picture of what is the fundamental principle of counting, and we shall move on to the next question. So think of a 4-digit number. So if it is a 4-digit number, you take it as units, tens, hundreds and thousands, isn't it? Since there are no zeros, so 4-digit number means actually this should be a valid number. So here, how many chances are there? I can take any of the 6 numbers, isn't it? So in this spot, I can take any of the 6 numbers. Once the number is fixed, remember, if they don't say anything, that means numbers cannot be repeated. Okay? Is it clear? Unless they say the numbers is repeated, you say numbers cannot be repeated. So once the number is fixed here, I can take the other one. Okay? Any 5, if let me say 7 is fixed. So if 7 is fixed here, there are other 5 numbers which can take the place of 100. The remaining 4 numbers are eligible for tens place, and the remaining 3 numbers are eligible for units place. You can see here finally you get the number of required 4-digit number is 6 into 5 into 4 into 3. That is what I've got even using the formula. Okay, so it's up to you, whichever method you want to use, be comfortable with it and get the answer. So the question number 3 reads like this. What is the probability of getting a multiple of 3 when a fair die is rolled? Okay, now the question has, when a fair die means only one die is rolled. We know die has 6 faces with 6 numbers, which is 1 to 6, isn't it? Now let us write the sample space for throwing a die once or rolling a die once. We know the sample space is nothing but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, let's directly write, therefore probability of getting a multiple of 3. So right students, this is a repeated question. The same question you can find it in question number model question paper 2 also. So multiple of 3, how many multiples of 3 are? 1 is 3 and 6. So it is nothing but 2 numbers are multiples of 6 out of totally 6 numbers. So this is nothing but 1 by 3. So probability of getting a multiple of 3 is nothing but 1 by 3. And that is enough to give you 1 marks. So actually 1 mark questions are very simple, dear students. Only thing is you should know the basic groundwork concepts properly. Right? So done with question number 3. Let's go to the question number 4. The next question is on mathematical logic. Negate the preposition. What is this? Negation P or Q, isn't it? You have to negate this already. Now you should know the basic properly. Actually you have, what is the conjugation? You have or. What is negation of P or Q? We know that negation of P or Q is nothing but negation P and negation Q. I repeat, negation of P or Q is nothing but negation P and negation Q. Okay, so using this rule, therefore I want negation of, remember, negation P or Q. Okay, so using this formula, this is nothing but negation of P. So instead of P, I have negation P. Okay, so or becomes and negation Q is simply Q. So this becomes, we know negation of negation is P back, P itself. So it is P and negation Q. Okay, you can write the reason, because negation of negation P is simply P. Okay, these are all basic laws of and or negation. I believe that you are familiar with these things, and you can look here. You can easily score 1 marks if they give you this question in your main examination. Okay students, hope you enjoyed this. Let's go to question number 5. So question number 6 is with respect to ratios and proportions. Find the compound ratio of 3:4 and 4:7. Very simple question, dear students. Now what is compound ratio? Just a proper multiplication. So compound ratio is given by, take down the first ratio 3:4, that is nothing but 3 by 4, into second one is 4:7, that is nothing but 4 by 7. Now if you can cancel, you check here, it actually gets cancels. So that is nothing but 3 by 7, or the compound ratio is 3:7. Okay, so this is the required answer. The compound ratio is 3 by 7 or 3:7. It's very simple. In case if you have compound ratio of 3 by 5 and 4 by 7, so it would be 3 by 5 into 4 by 7. This is nothing but, now you cannot multiply anything, so this would be 3 4s are 12 divided by 7 5, so 7 5s are 35. So this is nothing but, or the compound ratio of this is nothing but 12:35. Okay, so here it is cancelable, so it is cancelled. Otherwise just multiply and keep it as it is. For this question, this is the answer. The compound ratio is 3:7. Don't you think it is very simple, dear students? Definitely. Right, let's go on to next question. So question number 6 goes like this. Find the present value of rupees 2,320 due 2 years hence at 8% per annum. So let us write down the given data. Here face value, what is the face value of the bill here? Let me say rupees 2,320. Okay, now time you can take it as 2 years, and rate of interest is nothing but 8% per annum. Remember students, I am using the formula with respect to your textbook. Okay, different textbooks may give you different notations for the formula, but the final answer would be same. But I am taking the formula directly from your textbook. Okay, so that you would not get confused. Okay, so what is the formula? We all know the present value formula is P is equal to F divided by 1 plus TR, isn't it? So what is the present formula? For present value is denoted by P. This is nothing but F divided by 1 plus T into R. Okay, so let us substitute into this formula. You will get the present value. Okay, right. Therefore, P is nothing but, what is face value? It is 2320 divided by 1 plus T. T is nothing but 2 and R is 8%. So 8% means 0.08. Okay. So this is nothing but, you can calculate. You can use your calculators. You will find the answer. So this is nothing but 2320 divided by 0.08 into 2 is 0.16. So 0.16 plus 1 is 1.16. So 2320 divided by 1.16 is, you can use your calculator, you will get 2000 rupees. Therefore, the present value is rupees 2000. So you might have used your calculators to check it. Definitely the present value would be rupees 2000. Moving on to question number 7. So moving on to question number 7. What income can be obtained from rupees 8000 of 4% stock? Okay. Now what do you mean by 4% stock? Hope you know that 4% stock means for the face value of rupees 100, the income is rupees 4. Okay, you have to note it down. Okay, please remember that. So kindly note it down. 4% stock means for rupees 400 face value, income is rupees 4. Okay, so noting it down, for rupees 100, the income is rupees 4. In the same way, for rupees 8000, okay, I have to find out the income. Let me call it as rupees X. Okay, so we know these are in direct proportion, isn't it? So if one increases, the other one will also increase. Since it is in direct proportion, therefore, how do we write? We write 100, okay, that is 100 is to 4 is equal to or as to 8000 is to X. Okay, and once we take, you get, this is an equation 1. So if you take a compound proportion, we know the product of means is equal to the product of extremes, isn't it? Let's use it and find the value of X. So let's multiply. 100 into X will give me 100X, that is equal to 8000. Actually this would be 8000 into 4. Okay, therefore the value of X would be 8000 into 4 divided by 100. You can cancel 2 zeros, so it is 80 into 4. So we know 8 4s are 32, so another 0. Okay, therefore it is equal to rupees 320. Okay, so income would be, therefore you can write the conclusion, income is rupees 320. Okay, so since it's a 1 mark question, even if you stop here, it is understood, you will get 1 marks. Okay, so we are done with question number 7 also. Let's go to question number 8, which is a well-known question. So the question number 8 you have is, give the formula for learning index. I need not give you the answer for this because we are very familiar with this question in almost all the 8 model question paper. This is the same question asked. So what is the formula for learning index? It is nothing but log of learning effect divided by log 2, isn't it? I have simple formula. I hope you can never forget this formula. So that means you can never score, you can never get 0 in basic maths. I'm 100% sure about it. Okay, so what is the formula for learning index? So you can see here, the formula for learning index is log of learning effect divided by log 2, right? No explanation is needed. Let's go to question number 9. So the question number 9 is related to trigonometry. If sine A is equal to 1 by 2, find sine 3A. Okay, right? I hope you, as soon as you see this question, people will write the formula. Sine 3A is equal to what? 3 sine A minus 4 sine cube A, isn't it? Fine. So that is nothing but 3 times, what is sine A? Sine A is nothing but 1 by 2 minus 4 into sine cube. So that is nothing but 1 by 2 cube, isn't it? So this would be equal to 3 divided by 2 minus 4 into 1 divided by, what is this? Oh, 2 cube is actually 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8. So this is nothing but 3 by 2 minus 4 1s are 4 2s it is. Okay, so this is nothing but denominator is same. You will get 3 minus 1, that is nothing but 2 divided by 2, it is nothing but 1. Okay, therefore you get sine 3a is equal to 1. So usually this is the regular method students follow. Okay, but I believe there is another simple method. Okay, if you give me to answer this question, I will definitely follow this step. What step? See how I can solve, because this is a standard value. Okay, so sine A is equal to 1 by 2 implies sine A is nothing but, sine what value is on 1 by 2? We know sine 30 degrees is 1 by 2. Therefore, you get A is equal to 30 degrees. Isn't it? So once you get 30 degrees, therefore sine 3A is nothing but sine 3 times what is A? 30. So this you get sine 3 times 30 is sine 90. That is nothing but 1. See how easily you get it? I think this is more easier than this method. Therefore I can write sine 3A itself, you should write sine 3A is equal to 1. This is my final answer. Particularly for this question, I given you two methods. It is up to you whichever method you want to follow. Remember, it's a 1 mark question. You can see here both the steps will give you the same answer. So follow the steps which you like, right? So I think we are just left off with one last question before we winding up this session. Right, students, so this is what question number 10 says. Find the equation of a circle whose end points of the diameter are 2, 0 and 0, 2. Now here, what is the data given? Two endpoints of the diameter of a circle is given. You have to find out the equation of the circle. Can you imagine the picture here? So pictureize this situation. Equation of the circle whose endpoints of the diameter. Let me consider for first point is x1, y1. The other point is x2, y2. Okay, so we know we have a standard formula for this. So the formula is x minus x1 into x minus x2 plus y minus y1 into y minus y2 is equal to 0. So if you remember this formula, you are done with your solution because you can easily solve it. Just substitute your x1, y1, x2, y2, you will get the solution. Okay, so are you ready for it? Right. So it is x minus x1. I can take any one value as x1. I have taken this one as x1. So right, for my reference I can take it as 0, 2, 0 and 0, 2. So x minus x1, what is x1? That is 2 into x minus x2, this is 0. Even if you exchange it, you will still get the same answer, don't worry. And y minus y1, so 0 into y minus y2, y2 is 2, this is nothing but 0. Okay, so let us multiply. So x into x is x square and x into 0 is 0, you need not write. Okay, minus 2 into x is 2x and 2 into 0 is 0, you need not write. Similarly, plus y into y is y square, y into next minus 2 into y is 2y. Okay, now next 0 into y is 0, 0 into 2 is again 0. So this is nothing but 0. Therefore, if you want, you can write it into more simplified form. So it is x square plus y square minus 2x minus 2y. This is equal to 0, and this is my required equation of the circle. Very simple, isn't it? I believe you have understood this. Right, students? So in this session, we have solved the fourth model question paper, all the 1 mark questions. Hope you have understood this. Okay, I believe you have enjoyed this revision series, I can call it as. So kindly students, show your support to us by giving a like for the video if you have really understood this, and don't forget to share the video to all of your friends so that it would help us or inspire us to make more videos. Okay, so your inspiration or your support would mean a lot for us in making more videos. Okay, and again, don't forget to subscribe also. If you have still not subscribed to our channel, please don't wait for more time, just do it now. That shows your love, support and affection towards us, which would be always be valid for a very long time. Okay, so thanks for watching, dear students. Hope I want to come up with many more videos to help you to score well in your basic mathematics subject. Okay, right, students. So thanks for watching. We'll meet you all in the next session. Until then, take care. God bless you all. Bye.